Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Talk About It, where the conversation is getting real. On today's topic, we'll be talking about mental health. But before we dive into that, let's all take a big collective deep breath. Ready? I feel better already. So, getting into this topic, I think it's something that is very important and needs to be talked about because, we all go through it differently, and we might not even know that it's something that's mentally happening. We might be blaming it on other stuff, but we aren't accepting that it is what it is and it's happening and how we can go about it. So personally, for me, I'm just going to name some things where I know I'll start to feel like overwhelmed or my anxiety kicks in or something like that. I think, at least in my opinion, I feel like a lot of people my age, maybe even older, younger, it varies. Social anxiety is becoming a really big one because let's think about it. We were just in COVID. We were in a whole lockdown. We're basically still in a lockdown, but not like a hard lockdown. But we were in a lockdown for like a year. We were basically around ourselves or with family. We weren't seeing people. So to go from that to having activities actually happening, it brings a whole different level of stuff. It brings, what am I supposed to talk about? Do I look okay? It's a whole lot of things that just go. I start to feel super overwhelmed, and it messes with my mental state when bills come around, first of the month, the rent, midweek, mid-month, and when everything else starts to fill in. So it's the little things like that I think we have to acknowledge and then see where we can go from there. There's obviously therapists out there, but not a lot of people can afford therapists. Not a lot of people can afford to go to a doctor and get medication and stuff. Some people don't want to do that and they want to figure it out in a whole different way. We're all over. But I know some ways that I've tried to go about life in my mental state is doing things that I like or distracting myself. I connect very well with music. So I have playlist, or I'll just click like songs and I'll listen to that. I'll songwrite a little bit. I will do some work. If I'm feeling overwhelmed with work, I might switch to do something else. I might cook. Just distraction, so I'm not thinking about it the entire day, or I'm not basing all my decisions upon it. A lot of people may go do a sport. Some people might sit. Some people do a lot of different things. It kind of depends on you. But I think if you just take the first step to acknowledge what you're feeling and tell yourself that your feelings are valid, what you are feeling is valid, and you deserve to feel that, go through the emotions, feel it, and then do what you have to do to keep going. Because that's all we really can do. We just keep going with life and we keep going with how we feel. I know for me, I'm not someone who likes to open up right away. I don't really like opening up or like talking about my issues unless I personally know you or I'm comfortable talking to you about things. So I kind of keep to myself most of the time. And it does get very exhausting to do that, but it's worked. And most of the time at the end of the night, I put both of my headphones in. I have like fairy lights on around my window, and I have like some candles. So I'll light those, I'll turn my fairy lights on, and I just I'll go over my day sometimes. I'll see what worked, what didn't work. I will feel what I gotta feel. If I gotta cry it out, I'm gonna cry it out. I'm gonna do what I have to do. And then, not gonna lie, that results in a very nice sleep at the end of the night. Crying it out helps. You get amazing sleep afterwards. But once you get past that stage, you find a way to keep moving. And that's not saying that it's the easiest thing to do, but it's definitely something to do so you don't feel like you're making it even worse by everything happening. It can be one slip up that might ruin the whole day, but I'm now learning to think about the positive things that happened. I decided to start on a 50-day journey. If you've been following on my Instagram or my Facebook, I'll post like different days of what I did, what I've been thinking about, stuff like that. Just the other day, there was one that said, "You're rich. Now what? What would you do if I made you a millionaire?" And that was fun to think about. It took my mind off of what life was for a moment and brought me to think about what I want my future to be if I were a millionaire. It was questions like, what would you do when you wake up? Where would you live? What job would you have? And it was nice to think about, like, those types of questions. I think I'd probably wake up at like 10 o'clock. I'd go in a whole separate room, do a little meditation, cook a nice breakfast. What else would I do? I'd enjoy the time. I know in my future I don't want to work under someone. I want to have my own business, so it would be completely me operated. So very self-involved in the future if I were a millionaire. And those are things that you can reach. It just comes with taking time to see what you can do to get to it. So all that to say, our mental state is very fragile. It's very important. And I think we have to accept that it is. We can't keep pushing it or blaming it on every other thing. We can't be like, oh, well, it's just because this happened. Like, no, you are feeling that way. You are valid to feel that way. Feel it. Once you feel it, figure out what you're going to do around it. Are you going to keep thinking about it the rest of your day? Are you going to do something to distract yourself? Are you going to listen to music? Are you going to say that you'll think about it later? Because that's something you can do. And like how I started the video, that quick inhale and exhale, it makes a difference. Those little deep breaths, count to 3, things like that, it calms your state of mind. And that's something I'm starting to realize that I need to do, is just take those small breaths. Sometimes I'm trying to get back into meditating now. I did it for like a day and it felt really good, but then I stopped. So just like meditating, it eases your mind. So to conclude the video, basically, take that time that you need. Don't let anyone else tell you how you're feeling, how you're not feeling, because some people really don't understand it, they don't get it. So if you can understand it and get it for yourself, you can be making a really big difference in your life. So I hope that helps everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any more questions or you ever just want to talk, comment down below. A lot of people might have like my Facebook or my Instagram. Feel free to message me on there. Do what you got to do. I'm always here. And feel free to leave any questions or comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Have a beautiful day.